bringing you new Really Loud House in the new year.
No way.
Baby, it's about time.
We promise.
Honesty is the best policy.
Did you just make that up?
Yes.
Don't miss brand new episodes of the Really Loud House coming in January. Only on Nick.
I think we learned not one, but two new life lessons tonight, all courtesy of Jazier Bruno, a.k.a. Clyde McBride.
Honesty is the best policy. Sometimes you just gotta dive in.
I could cry right now. What a show. Have you ever? No, I've never. Wow. What a show. That Ryan Newman installment, man, really got to me. I am one happy man. This shit took all fucking night, but it was well worth it. And to Clyde, truer words have never been spoken. And another life lesson, follow your dreams. That's another 3 quotes we add to the outro for our YouTube videos. And it couldn't come at a more perfect time when by the time you're seeing this, and they'll be uploaded to come technically tomorrow, since it's already Saturday at 6 in the morning. We're going to be using those new quotes in for the first time. And how fitting that we're going to use them for the first time. Well, technically, we're going to use them for the first time here, and the first time in the first reaction video we're going to use it in. But how fitting with the first legit general video is going to be our Winter Wonderland Season 2 finale after we complete Day 2 later on today. I mean, couldn't be more appropriate. You could hear it in my voice and see it in my face. I about to cry happy tears of joy. Unbelievable. So that's just too much to go in detail about each and every episode. So we're going to do a takeaways. So first of all, that Sophia Loveword, what the fuck? I'm so excited I can't talk straight. That Sophia Woodward Love Fest. I almost said Love Fest. I couldn't figure out to say Poster Fest. Oh my God, I can't contain my excitement. And it's 6 in the goddamn morning. Holy shit. So that Sophia Woodward Love Fest that you're going to be seeing on Instagram, in pictures on Instagram, but on TikTok and Instagram in video form, you're going to be in for a real treat. It is funny as fuck, and I'm not going to spoil it. All I can say is Sophia, Ava, and the rest of the Loud House, Really Loud House guys and crew, get ready to laugh your asses off. Oh my God, and there is strong language in that, so I apologize in advance. But oh my God. Now this makes me want to write a Really Loud House fanfic where it's basically another trend. It's a trend that I do where I write fanfics of my favorite shows, where I combine that show's world and my actual life together, and I find myself a love interest where I practice my real life relationships in case one day I hopefully find the right woman to stay long enough to either I pop the question to her, she pops the question to me, and either way, we get married in the end and have kids. I did that with Lab Rats, and I did it with many other shows after that. My next 3 up on the list will be this one, Villains of Valley View, and Bunked, and I know who my love interests are going to be. Amy Madden, Havoc, where she gets to date a basketball player. That's going to be Villains of Valley View. Luna Loud, where a musician gets to date a basketball player and a racing fan. Oh, wait a second, but after I explain this, I gotta show you guys something. And that some stuff I spotted in the episode, which are more conspiracies and trends. And then in Bunked, a camp counselor is going to be dating just a random guy that just wants trying to find out. I'm gonna figure out what kind of character I'm gonna be in my Bunked fanfics, if I'm gonna become a Lou Hockhauser, love interest or something. But anyway, there's some things I really wanted to show you here. So we're show jumping again from Nickelodeon to ABC, but it gets even better. Could this potentially mean that in the near future we could see NASCAR on Nickelodeon? And I recognize the track that they were just at last weekend, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So the Really Loud House must have knew I was eventually going to come back, and that they were going to come back to my schedule. So they had that, this current personal trend of mine waiting for me. NASCAR, Nickelodeon, a NASCAR reference without the NASCAR license, because I'm pretty sure Viacom and Nickelodeon couldn't get the rights to show like that was the two Blue Deuce Miller Lite Dodge of Brad Keselowski from either 2011 or 2012, because those Cup cars were very identical when he was in. Penske was the only Dodge team left, and of course, I don't know who the car next to him would what was in the if there's a real life version of that photo. But all I know that's Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But those were the Gen 5 cars, and for Car Tomorrow. But the logo in the grass was from the early 2000s when the race was called the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400. So to all the young folks, the younger cast on the Really Loud House, that goes to show you how old I am as a fan of your show who also loves NASCAR. Well, not as much as I used to, because as you're going to see in the Sophia Woodward Love Fest video on Instagram and TikTok, I talk about old school NASCAR where I just claim the truth. It was in the early 2000s. It was easier to follow and more fun to watch compared to the crock of shit we got today we call modern NASCAR, because NASCAR in general these days is a joke compared to then. So that's probably why I haven't caught a single race this year, because I basically have found better stuff to do with my life than watching that fucking clown show that I once used to love and dedicate my life to each and every week, which is part of why I used to forego stuff with people, every single week on Lenore and Redford, Michigan, and Sandhurst and Brook Park, Ohio. Even though Sandhurst, I started to turn around a little bit. I started turning around a little bit more here, but then COVID came and I was kind of stuck in 2020. 2021, vaccines came out, made everything safer. I got it, and then twice, and then everything started to get somewhat normal again. I said, "Fuck it, I'm going outside on Sundays. I'm never in the house. I'm never going to be in the house again when it's warm out, even in beautiful weather. Even on Sundays when the race is on, I'm never going to be in the house again." And I don't regret it one bit. But yeah, it was pretty cool to see NASCAR in a Nickelodeon show. Like, holy shit, that must mean NASCAR Nickelodeon is coming, even if it's just for one race in the future. And I'll probably be older than dirt by then, because I'll be Jeff Green, 30 years old next week. Next year, I should say. God damn it. But yeah, so therefore, me and Lori coming back. Let me tell you something. I knew she was going to come back. I was looking on the wiki to get all the names of the characters and the actors who played them. But when I saw her for myself, I got so excited. When I jumped out of my chair in excitement, I accidentally unplugged my phone charger. All I could do was laugh. I'd never been that excited in my life over a TV show or a certain person in it that wears the honchos hired to wear purple in most of the episode, and she sung beautifully. When we write the Really Loud House fanfic, we got to get her to. We're gonna make the Mark Anthony Loud Oliveris is gonna have her sing Ricky Martin on that guitar, "Living La Vida Loca." I know Sophia, as young as she is, probably knows it from Shrek 2, because, it came out in 2004, and I bet you she most likely wasn't around when it was a worldwide phenomenon in 1999, when I was 5 years old. And that was a good year to be a great year to be a Ricky Martin fan, especially for me being my first. But one thing I do ask you, Sophia, if you're watching this, and even Ava, anybody who knows that song, regardless, if you're around me, never associate that song with that movie, because I will get pissed, and that's one of my biggest pet peeves, because they act like Shrek owned it to begin with, when no, that song was already a big worldwide phenomenon in the year 1999, when it was the Latin music explosion of that year, with Ricky Martin, Mark Anthony, Enrique Iglesias, Jennifer Lopez, Shakira. Ricky Martin was already getting big even before that, with Maria in 95 from Medio Vivi, The Cup of Life from Vuelve in 1998, which led up to that Living La Vida Loca in 1999 from his first English album, which is self-titled. That's what made him who he is today. He was popular in 99, just as popular in 2000 with She Bangs and Sound Loaded, and somewhat still popular in 2001. By 2002, his popularity died down, and he's not that popular no more like he was back then. But still, Living La Vida Loca was already a big deal 1999 when it came out. It was played everywhere, and people like 5-year-old me was crazy over it. And it was way before Shrek was even a thought, before it even was conceived. So I ask you, for you guys, I ask you actually, if you're gonna do that, not around me, because it's just one of my pet peeves. For those who just go over, all the people in general who go overboard with it, all I can say is fuck off, new generation. So therefore, yeah, and seeing, I've learned something new tonight when, which some people are going to learn the Sophia Woodward Love Fest video. An angry Sophia is a cute, attractive Sophia. When she's in character being pissed off as Luna Loud, it is so cute and attractive. I don't know why, but oh my, and it was kind of funny too, because that's really uncharacteristic of Sophia in real life to me. But if I ever video call with her like I have with many other other TV actors from my favorite shows, I'm going to talk to her about that and ask her if she ever gets angry like that in real life. But man, and then Walter, I have a love-hate relationship with Walter because I hate his character. I hate his character and his personality. I hate his character's personality and behavior, but I can't help but like him somewhat because of who plays him, because we see the good version of him on the Goldbergs as Principal, Willingham's Lele. What the fuck is his name? Principal Earl Ball on Goldberg's on ABC that we've been watching on Wednesday nights for 3.5 seasons. After this season, we're not going to see him anymore. Hopefully, we don't have to see Walter again. And Sophia could probably tell you best. It's no surprise that when Flip barely beat Walter by a millisecond, I busted out the Mike Skinner of, yeah, goddamn it, we beat that little son of a bitch. And it was beautiful how, Lincoln still got the green emerald to Charlie before she completely left it altogether. And it was so beautiful. And what got me almost cry, like you saw in the beginning, was the kissing part on the cheeks. And so your kids, they really can't really do that, especially when they're working on TV, unless it's actually in the script for them to kiss mouth to mouth, lip to lip. But to keep it kid-friendly, she had Adam kiss him on the cheek, and I look forward to supporting Bella Blanding when it comes to the Megamix, the TV Megamix of 2023, in which her couple, or 2 appearances, maybe more, and 911 Lone Star is part of that mix, along with several others. So, therefore, and there's a takeaway, and they really had Walter fooled. I mean, I said to myself, what makes you think this show will be different? That, fooling the bad guy or fooling characters in general is gonna work all the way through and never be discovered? Well, you were wrong. It was not different. Every show goes through this, and and then we had the whole exclusive to clubs. Now the song that's going to be playing when I do the outro is going to be a recognizable we'll give the Sophia and the younger cast a huge history lesson in my life. And then they were playing The Sweetest Taboo in the Lincoln and Clyde's club after, who's the club that, they didn't allow them in first? I think it was Luna and Lenny that did. No, it was because everybody, Lincoln got pissed off about, people going into his room without his permission. Even though that's a clause, he doesn't have a roommate, even though Clyde claimed to be. And then they retaliated by opening a club in the attic where none of them were allowed to. And they thought they had the upper hand. They did for a brief second. But then, of course, everybody else plotted their revenge with their own clubs. But I love how Lincoln and Clyde played The Sweetest Taboo, because that just brings back memories of Michigan and the Lenore House on Smooth Jazz V98.7 WVMV FM Detroit, the good old days of the kid version of me, even if he was uptight, more obnoxious, and a little asshole. That, really didn't know how to control his behavior or maturity or impulsivity. But I have gotten a lot better since, COVID hit and I grew into an older man. So, therefore, and then, of course, that episode just proved fighting just doesn't solve anything. And then the power suddenly, after the Wi-Fi got knocked out. So, therefore, the last of the club with, trying to think, who's the one that plays the sport? Lisa? I'm trying to remember everybody's name. Lynn's the one that plays the sports, duh. But that's probably why she had NASCAR up there and all the. It was a sports club, and then they started food fighting, and then Tony Hawk, tried to be the peacemaker, and then Lincoln interrupted him in his speech, even though he didn't like that. He cordially said, "I didn't like how you interrupted me, but." You couldn't have said it any better. When Tony Hawk started talking, the Louds were like, "Fuck this, I'm out. Hey, we're out." And I mean, they didn't mean it like that. They really didn't like. Well, I will save that part for the next thing I'm going to talk about after I talk about this. So Lance said, "I'm out," and then Lynn Senior and Rita were in a war about. They got into too many fights tonight. It was madness. This reaction video is going to be titled "The Really Loud House Episode 7 through 12 Takeaways." Madness and Bella Blanding farewell. Something shit like that. I don't fucking know. But the only reason why I don't know if that's all gonna fit in the video title. But they were locked in a battle, keeping the kids up all night and making them tired in school, falling asleep and getting in trouble and all that stuff, only packing sweets and then getting into a war about putting Lily to sleep. And then when they finally got her to sleep, Tony, after the older loud kids figured out their problem and had a club for everybody to be combined, then Rita and Lynn Senior resolved all their issues, met Tony Hawk and had him rock Lily to sleep with the skateboard themed of Mockingbird. And I like the M&M Mockingbird, but I like that for entertainment purposes, but I'm sorry, you clearly can't beat the original Mockingbird. I like Eminem's better, but I don't really care for Eminem much except for the Scott Riggs song "Ass Like That," which I'm not going to get into further detail about that because fuck that. Fuck talking about that in a video like this. But oh yeah, now that's one thing I was going to talk about. When Lincoln said he was trying to make new rules, Lynn Senior said, "Nope, you're not allowed to make new rules." Which, kids were on board with a little bit. But then when this is in the same episode about putting Lily to sleep. It was with the clubs, yeah. So when Lynn Senior tried to pump everybody up, the loud kids said, "Fuck this, we're out, we don't want to hear shit." I mean, they didn't say it like that, but that's how they meant it. I mean, what did I go with the episode? Then Lincoln tried to get Clyde to pursue a dream drumming and the whole Luna Sophia went full Kenny G with the So Long songs, not the Blues Clues So Long song, but So Long, something like that. And it was about not giving up on your dreams. That's part of the life lessons we learned tonight, going into morning. And that the comedian Vicki Lawrence played, really put Luann down, and then when her dad pumped her up, but then they said, I'm not you. So Long and I'm Not You were the two big songs in the couple of those episodes I just named, and therefore then they realized, Lenny figured she needed music to remember. I mean, Luna was the only one not struggling, but she took place in the song anyway to support the family that she loved. And so, in the end, Lenny got an A on her history test. Let me see here. Who else had a problem? Luann, got redeemed herself for comedy, and her comedy hero, saw improvement, said you did much better and you're perfectly okay with me. And something else. Oh yeah. So therefore Lincoln pushed Clyde too far about the drumming shit, and then therefore, at the end, when they all met up at that little outdoor, shopping center that, like, so it reminds me of an outdoor, outdoor mini festival and those mini barns that me and my class at Berea went to, where in 2012 they didn't have Livin' La Vida Loca like I wanted. So the next year I actually brought the iPod I had at the time that I lost in 2017 here in this development, in this like current life phase pre-COVID, that I had Livin' La Vida Loca. So they agreed to use my iPod to play it so I could dance for it and go crazy for everybody. But right before we had a chance to set it up, Miss Gredick, my teacher, wanted to leave, and I didn't want to go against her orders by saying, but no, we're about to play Ricky Martin, can we wait for that? But we didn't know, even if I would have said that, we wouldn't have known how long it was going to take for them to like get to us to play it off my iPod. So we ended up leaving, and boy, I was 19, so yeah, I was pretty mad. I sort of bitched half the way back until I eventually calmed down when we got called back. We're almost back to school. I just realized it wasn't a big deal. We just didn't have enough time to stay longer. So, hey, it is what it is. Yeah. So therefore, and then Clyde, Lincoln just feel like he failed Clyde. He said, "No, you are right. Sometimes you just got to dive in, and that's what he did, and he killed it with those drummers, and everybody seemed like they had their problem figured out in that episode. Unfortunately, poor Lynn, they forgot, Lincoln and Clyde forgot about her and just said fucking left her hanging, so therefore, I really don't remember what else happened in the other episodes, but holy shit, that was the most beautiful, let me see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That was the most beautiful six-pack TV episode set that I've ever seen in my life. And Bella Blanding really made me cry, almost made me cry. I mean, not just, that whole saving flips and the whole singing that long-ass song, which reminds me of Ricky Martin's Freak of Nature, the English version of Moth. That's 8 minutes and 12 seconds, around 8-minute 10 to 8-minute 12 mark, that we did as a birthday song for me and Lab Rats in between the cancellation of the original and the premiere of Elite Force, called Mark's Bionic Birthday Song, where they created a storyline where Breeds wanted to take me to the Bionic Academy to have me see it one time before they closed it up for the start of Elite Force in real life, and she wanted to make it special. So that's why she decided to wait for my birthday to take me there from here. And boy, I miss having that episode in my hand. I'm pretty sure I still have it on my flash drive if I'm lucky. So if I can find it on my I probably fucking don't. I probably could or couldn't, but I remember I lost most of the early season 2 Lab Rats fanfics and the season 1 pre-Lab Rats fanfics because my computer screen fucked up after my 22nd birthday in 2016. And so that's when I had to do the summer series, and then that led to the Mark and Bree full-on love story and stuff that we never finished in 2016-17. But holy shit. Sophia Woodward will always be my number one. We'll always do Love Fest post for. But Bella Blanding stole the show at the very end with the Ryan Newman installment, making me cry. I mean, Lincoln kind of did, like, Wolfgang Schaefer as Lincoln did part of it too, getting down on one knee saying, since they're too young for marriage, they say, instead of saying, will you marry me, he said, will you remember me? He's like, hell yes, of course I'll remember you. I mean, she didn't say like that with the H word, but that her enthusiasm said that's how she said enthusiasm, how she meant it. And he put the ring on her like it was a ring finger. Let me see if I can do this without actually sticking out my middle one. Shit, I can't do this. Come on, motherfucker. I can't do it. She put it on his ring. He put it on her ring finger, like they were getting married, like a real life adult couple did. And she kissed him on the cheek, took off on the bus, and we got a happy ending. We don't know if they live happily ever after, because we don't know if this is going to be the last of Bella Blanding. Bella branding as Charlie on the show. Maybe there'll be an episode where she doesn't like being back in Tennessee and she is feeling homesick about Lincoln and wants to come back. We'll have to see. But I will close this out by saying, when it comes to proposing as in to marriage in real life, and asking one person asking another person out to be their boyfriend or girlfriend. Now I get it. It's common for guys to do it to girls where they ask the girl out and ask them to be their girlfriend, and the guy to propose to the girl. But it's not just it's not gender specific as I've learned growing up. Because when I was a kid, I thought it was just a guy thing, but I was too young for a relationship, and I was single for 21 years until getting my first girlfriend and my first kiss in 2015. Because what happened was, I didn't do anything. A random girl just came up to me because she said she just, out of all people that I was in the room, that I wasn't even in her area. This is where ViaQuest has their little area now, where where used to be a C3 in Murray Ridge when ELVC was on Murray Ridge, with my first ever real job. She walked up to me saying that she liked me, and I said, "What do you mean?" Because I didn't know how she meant that. And then she motioned, puckered up for a kiss, and I asked her if she wanted to kiss me. She's like, "Yeah." And we shared a really good, smooth one. And I was getting ready to walk away, but then she grabs me and pulls me back in, and she asked me if I wanted to be her boyfriend. And I thought about it, but I said, well, I don't care who it is, since I've bitched since Berea about not having a girlfriend, being single. I just took the chance and said yes. So therefore, yes, girls can ask guys out too. Girls can show affection for guys too. That happened to me with Margaret almost over a year ago. She liked me first, but then when I realized that, I got attracted to her. I was in another relationship at the time, but I didn't want to cheat, so I had to end the relationship on the phone to November 2nd, and then, so that way I can focus. After that, I can focus on getting the girl that at my current work when I was still at Triad, and she was at ViaQuest. That way I can easily get to her, which happened on December 21st, because I'm the one who asked her out. Which is normal, but I was expecting the worst, and she liked me so much. Why wouldn't she say yes if she showed? Here's another story. But the last romance indicator before it actually happened, I went to the bath. There was a lot of indicators, but I'm only going to take one. I went to the bathroom one day, and that same day she was almost going into the boys' room. I said, "Hey, hun, wrong room." I was able to guide her in there, but then she made the mistake again. But I couldn't guide her to the women's room because I was in the middle of peeing. So I was trying to hurry up and finish so she wouldn't walk in there. Luckily, by the time she walked in there, my pants were already up. And my underwear too, and they were already put back together. And that girl that I dated before Razel shared the fucking bathroom with. I'm sorry I'm sharing this, but and generally speaking, that's how you know a girl as a guy. That's how you know a girl likes you, when they share the bathroom with you. I'm just bursting out of laughter thinking about that again, reliving that. And when I told my dad that story at the Triad Christmas party that same month, he just had a laugh attack, and my stepmom was cracking. Holy shit. And then after Margaret and I had to split up with no choice, the story we're going to save for another day. Oh my God. I was single for a while, and I just let it come naturally. Another thing that the professor said, show jumping, the targeted show jumping, the target of this week's target, the night going this morning's target of the show jumping conspiracy taught us a connection can happen when you least expect it. That's what happened with me and Razel. Well, now I'm starting to feel what I felt with Margaret last year. There's this girl I work with in ViaQuest now that I have got attracted to her, but at the same time, I don't want to be exclusive to her yet because I'm still with Razel and I don't want to cheat on her. So, and I haven't heard from her since then. I tried to call her to tell her how I felt, wanting to just be just friends and shit. And I'm pretty sure she's going to see this, but I just wanted to, they taught me, the ninth episode Six Pack taught me honesty is the best policy. So therefore, she finally calls me, or if I text her, you want to talk, it's so really important. And she answers, says yes, and calls me, and then I'll tell her. So Therefore, I don't want to delete her from my life either because we both work at ViaQuest as a whole franchise together. So I can't like count on erasing her from my life altogether like I did the other girlfriends. So therefore, I had before her. So therefore, I can remain just friends with her whenever we see her, because we only see each other occasionally, except for rare ViaQuest whole combined events, and it doesn't happen all the time. So therefore, I want to stay friends with her, where I can see her whenever I see her at ViaQuest events. It won't be as awkward. So if we break up mutually, so that's the position I'm in right now, like I was with Margaret, and that shall not be named last year. So we'll just have to see how it goes from here. But right now, I gotta go take my night medicine, and maybe I'll just fuck around and watch upload this and watch other YouTubers do their thing, until I fall asleep. So that's what I do on non-work nights when I don't have to go to work the next morning. So until next time, this is Mark Oliveira signing off. We're working on day 2. We're out to work on day 2 of the Winter Wonderland Season 2 finale, 2-day real-time documentary special, which by the time you're seeing that, this will already be up along with tomorrow's bunked takeaways video. So that one's probably going to be the harder one to go over. At least this one was a 6-pack. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Wait, 11, 12, 13, 14... Oh my God, we have to go through 9 episodes. This is going to be harder than I thought, so we got to mentally prepare ourselves. Have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Life will give you a lot of lows, but when you hit a high, enjoy it. It ain't for the weak. Goddamn, pace yourself, bring your ass, be you. You have to try harder to do less. You can't deport a dream. Sometimes the worst things in life lead to the best things. Always bet on the side of love. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Sometimes you just got to be present. You never failed until you stop trying. It never pays to worry too much about things. It's never too late to turn the day around. Another day on time, another day to shine. Sometimes you just gotta flock yourself, trust your instincts, stand up for yourself, not back down to anyone. All for one, one for all. She love, act different. You gotta bound. Just when you think things will never be okay again, here comes a miracle that proves you way wrong. A connection can happen when you least expect it. That's a new one. Honesty is the best policy. Sometimes you just gotta dive in and follow your dreams. Take care, everyone. Good night. Well, technically, good morning, considering it's probably almost 7 o'clock by now. But I will see you all tomorrow, later today, for the takeaway reaction video for the Brett Bodine to Jeremy Mayfield installments of Bunked. And then we'll schedule the Winter Wonderland Season 2 finale, the 2-day vlog style documentary special, 2 days of the 2 days, the vlog, real life vlog style, 2-day documentary special for an early Sunday morning upload, and then we'll do the Tony Stewart live real-time reaction video of Bunged on Sunday night. Monday, I have an upload coming. 2 uploads coming. I have a full Winter Wonderland compilation that I decided I am going to bring to you early Monday morning. I'm going to schedule for a Monday morning upload. I'm going to work on it after I go over the Tony Stewart installment of Bunged. And then sometime scheduled after that, I got a Garra Acción, finally, a third Garra Acción y Sudor promo that'll get y'all ready for the new season in 2023 when we hit season 2 of Spring is in the Air, and then season 3 of Fun in the Sun. But I need to get the fuck out of here. Bella Blend is the real MVP. Sophia Woodward is the GOAT. See you later, everyone.